it is Monday, September 23rd. It is 6:05. This is a meeting of the Hanson Recreation Commission. We are in the library of the Needles Lodge at Camp Kiwanee. Those in attendance are Diane Cullen,
John Zuko, Brad Frazilli,
Joe Frazilli.
Bill Boyle.
and in the audience we have our beach director, Emma Musette, and I think Melissa should be coming soon, and Julie will not be attending tonight. First item on the agenda, approval of the minutes from August 26th. Has everyone had a chance to review them?
Yes.
Are those ones you need to sign? That's just, okay.
Yeah. So, we
The
don't
only
know,
thing is that on the date, there was one of them, it should be April 1st and not April 4th on the Camp Fire Department meetings. Because the 4th is like a Wednesday or something, and the 1st is the Friday. That's all that you'd have to do, is just to put one there instead.
Fourth, no, fourth is a,
Wednesday. On Thursday.
no, it's just like a Saturday.
I know it's not,
April fourth's my birthday, so that's on.
April 1st is
It was a Thursday last year, so it's gotta be, I think, a Saturday this year, April first.
Saturday. It was the
Saturday.
first.
No?
and here's more. Okay, so we will approve the minutes pending the change to that date for the fireman meetings, okay?
Alright, okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Melissa.
yep, all right, so that department head update, go ahead, Mr. Boyle.
Okay, we'll start off, facility side.
We didn't motion to approve the minutes, so I motion to approve, huh?
No, we can't approve them until they've been corrected.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
All right, where's, so trash, both here in the cove was picked up today, they still have not picked up the recycling. We'll reach out to see
Excuse me, I
what's
can't
going on.
hear, can everybody hear? Okay.
The dumpster, so where the cove dumpster is empty, I put the lock back on it so nobody can use it.
Do we know when they'll be coming to pick it up?
No, I'm gonna reach out to them because I know in the past we've said, okay, we're done with it, and then it takes them several months to pick it up.
I don't care when they pick it up, but I don't wanna pay for it.
Right, so what I'm gonna do is, so that we have it in writing, send in the email saying we don't need it, so as of October 1st, we're not gonna be paying for a dumpster we're not using.
Should it
So
have
these-
been October, should it have been like September 1st?
Set down, okay, well, we can say
Yeah, we
that.
called them in about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They can't charge us for this.
Okay, so they make sure they don't still charge us. Okay,
The lock that's on it, Bill, is not locked.
I locked it about an hour ago when I came back.
You didn't put the bar up and then put the links together because the bar is down. You can-
Okay, when on my way out, I'll fix it. Roofer, looking to have him come Thursday. It's gonna be a different one than the other guy, because he's never called me back. I got a painter coming next week to look at all the cabins, to see what it would cost to have them painted, and to see if it actually makes sense to go outside, or if we keep it internally, so.
you're talking about painting over the graffiti.
Yeah, so all 30 whatever cabins, having them paint everything, going over the graffiti.
Okay,
So that'll be next week. Let's see, facilities updates, so. Electric 2, the boys replaced some of the flooring in there, that needed to be done. All the screens south end are done, barring, I believe, the shower and pavilion, and it's just a few spots that are more difficult to access. Screens in the north, I mean, they're really, the ones that needed the most, 17, 11, 9, 18, 16, and 3, definitely need screening. The ones that are so-so, 10, 12, and 7.
so are any of them done in the north end?
Oh yeah, there's a few, so like, again, cabin 15 is immaculate. That's what we hope to have them all look like one day.
What about the open one near, is it the Frontier cabin? Or the
Oh,
one-
that weird, the big thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, that's gonna need,
that's a big job.
yeah. I mean, where that's really not utilized, that'll certainly come more
It'll
toward the
be on
tail.
one of those, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so there are a handful of cabins in the north that are fine, it's just most of them need some love. Cabin 5 is actually the one that's been most recently taken care of. As we had people staying there over the weekend, so that one needed it badly, so the boys took care of that one.
Okay.
This week, they will be doing more screens as well as sweeping off all the roofs for all the
High
cabins.
needles and
Yeah, so they're gonna be working on that all this week.
Great.
They've repainted the facade of the firehouse, reshelved the south bathhouse, waterproofed the cove. They put the fridge up on blocks and sandbag everything, so we should be water free.
They were told to take the fridge out.
I told them to, with the blocks, because as long as the electricity's off and it's blocked and the
It
water's
gets
out.
moist in there though, it gets moldy, is the problem.
Well, but if it's closed, then they shouldn't get any moisture in the fridge. Should. But again,
If you open the door on the fridge and leave it open,
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
But if you close the door and leave it in there, you're gonna have.
alright, I'll just ask the boys, you know, if they dropped it or not. But yeah, I figured instead of having them lug it all the way up to the craft cabins, we then have to, they put it up on blocks. And they've done, you know, kinda like some channeling work down there to try to divert the water away from, the office, as well as putting sandbags and everything up to keep it from
Where'd you
washing.
get the sandbag?
They made them.
Did they make that?
Sand?
I don't know.
No, I honestly, I don't know,
If
but
they're taking credit for making sand, I think God's gonna have a problem.
No.
But anyway,
they did not make, they utilized the sand that was already given to us by the Almighty.
no, I'm wondering about the bags.
Oh, I think they might have had either burlap or something, but.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, we got the kitchen door over here, needs to be replaced, so that's the one thing that, do we wanna authorize Ed to be able to do that,
The
or?
kitchen door.
So the one,
locked?
yeah, the one that goes to the outside where,
Oh.
like the caterers and stuff come through.
Okay,
So the entire frame is starting to rot out in the bottom, actually, the footing, when you step on it, just compresses down. Jeez. So the issue with that too is that it allows a little bit of access, you know, for tiny rodents. So we haven't had anything that's come in has been eradicated, but it will continue to be a problem, especially if it gets colder and they're looking for a place to go.
right. Can I ask, is it rotting just from use and from moisture? Or it's not like a termite thing, or?
I don't believe it's a termite thing. I mean, if he starts to rip into it, we'll know very quickly if it's a termite thing. But I think it's more so just
Age and
age and
moisture?
just, yeah.
Is it a wood door or steel?
The door itself, I believe, is steel. The frame, obviously, it's more the frame and everything itself, not.
Just replace it.
Right, so does the door need to be replaced or just the
Yeah.
framing?
I think just the framing, possibly some of the hardware on the door, but
It'd probably be easier to just replace the frame and the door in one.
You want that wood?
Yeah, pre-con.
Okay,
so I said roughly what do you think it would be? Because my guess was around, $1,500 or so. And he said that's probably accurate. So he said you can either kind of shop it out, or he's like, I can do it and get the materials, and then you just, we're paying us hourly to do it,
right.
which I think could
I think that's
potentially be more
probably-
cost effective.
I think that's more cost effective, yeah, without a doubt.
So, I don't know if it makes sense to just have a motion, to authorize Ed to spend up to
Up to
$1,500
$1,500,
to
right.
fix the door.
Okay. I would like to say 16, just taxes, stuff like that, okay?
Well, we don't pay taxes, we just tell it.
Oh, that's right. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we're saving money already.
There you go, alright. So would someone like to make a motion to spend up to $1,500 for a new door for the kitchen to the outside?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Sorry.
Okay. All those in favor? Okay, so let's have Ed
Alright.
Jeffrey take care of that.
Alright, I'll work with that. Additionally, I guess, qualifies under update. Either by the end of this week, next week, we should have everybody coded in the system as well, myself included.
Into the
into the thingy.
Yep.
Yeah, just so everybody's in there. Events update, so we've started to get, yeah, you know what I call it.
Couldn't think of it, the thing is, the time clock.
We've started to get some cabin applications in for the extravaganza. Right now, we've gotten some inquiries about the cornhole tournament, none registered yet, and the inquiries, we've had a few people asking about, you know, if kind of like teenagers would be allowed. And I'm slightly hesitant just where it's gonna be, for the most part, a drinking crowd. You know, I'd rather keep it more maybe 21 plus, and you can always look to do a different event some other time geared toward, you know, youth participants.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's, what's that?
Who's sponsoring that?
Well, I'm waiting to get back from Rod and Gun Club to make sure that date works. I reached out to Justin again last week. I was gonna give him today to see if he'd reach back out. I'm gonna call him tomorrow, just to make sure. If for whatever reason that date doesn't work and they can't do it, I've got a few other people I can reach out to, but I obviously, you know, where we've been working with them, I don't wanna, you know, step on their toes or, you know, hurt that relationship potentially if it's just a matter of, I'm sure he's got a million things going on and we just haven't connected, so. I'll call him tomorrow.
I think we need to really be more heavily advertising it if nobody has signed up yet.
Yeah.
And, you know, just say food trucks and, you know, the bars, a cash bar.
Yeah, cash bar. The one, what we're looking to probably do is we'll do pizzas and have mics do the pizzas.
Okay.
Only because of the food trucks. Again, where it's gonna
I'm
be
thinking
probably,
Halloween.
yeah, it's gonna be a lighter attendance for that, and it was gonna be hard to get anybody to commit, so I was figuring we could probably do the pizzas from Mike's and sell them, you know, $2 a slice or whatever, and at least people can eat some pizzas and enjoy the beer.
Yes, John?
Both the cornhole and the Halloween, we need to make some flyers.
Yeah.
Where you can post them into the different stores around town.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do like the Mike's House's Pizza and more like bars and restaurants, cause that's where, I mean, our
Well,
crowd.
that's fine for the cornhole, but
Yeah.
for Halloween, it should be to.
Shaw's and
Oh, yeah.
the schools and.
Yeah, I mean, even just, again, it hasn't been blasted heavily on social media, but there's been a lot of response already just from the few posts that are out there for the extravaganza. The cornhole tournament definitely needs, some pushing.
Right.
I'm waiting to hear back, I think, again, Eagle Bus, it looks like they're gonna be providing 2 buses for us. And I'm just waiting to get, it's gonna be less than the 80, I just don't know how much.
Really?
So,
That's nice.
I don't have the confirmation yet, but, they said that they would work with us on that. They said this is a community event, we're not making money on it or anything like that, you know.
How about volunteers? Has anybody,
I haven't gotten any response from volunteers. We are gonna have to quarry people, so I will share that up on the website just so people can download that, you know, fill it out in advance. But we are gonna need to quarry people if they're gonna volunteer. And that came right from there.
right. So, should we maybe reach out to the schools for some
For
service
volunteers,
hours?
yeah. Yeah, and even I know we've got the Boy Scouts, gonna be doing some meetings here, we might be able to pick up some volunteers from them.
We need some older people to run the games and to, last year, I think Judy had, was it Judy that had people here, stuffing bags? No, that was for Easter, that was stuffing eggs. But, we stuffed goodie bags
Okay,
because, we weren't handing out candy, it was like you played the games, you got a stamp, and then you got a bag of candy
Okay.
as you left.
You
So-
picked up little objects on that one table. and
Right.
There was a candy. Candy was something separate from the other.
Right, but they had to get, they had to, get
The
objects,
objects,
okay.
but everybody got a bag of candy.
okay.
It wasn't like, you know, you weren't trick or treating and running around the campfire, we need to have people stuff bags.
Okay, it was my understanding too, the cabins also had candy, right, so the kids could get
From the
candy?
Hanson
Okay.
Business Association
Okay.
Network, yeah.
Okay.
Those people provide their own candy?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Brian can tell you, I mean, we ran out of candy last year.
Yeah, so we're gonna lose a lot of candy.
We gonna need a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can hit, again, like, Walmart and places like that.
I ordered last year for the fun day, I ordered off the Candy Warehouse, they have like bulk, like huge bulk
Yeah.
that you can order off of, it's called Candy Warehouse, and it wasn't like that expensive.
Okay, that's good to know.
Candy Warehouse.
It's an online store, they ship
Oh,
them to you.
online, because they
Do
used
they
to
like-
one in Brockton, but that's gone now.
Do they have name brand candy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not, yeah, okay.
Not that I think it's need anymore candy.
Well, okay. Oh, yeah, so if we have to get it through Amazon or something. Okay.
Alright, well, let me know if, we need to spread flyers around.
Okay, yeah, I'll get those printed up, and again, I still have
That was
the card stock that I used for Haley's event, so I can print a lot of it here. And again, if I run out of card stock, I can just call them.
On Facebook, it says 78 going or interesting.
Okay. So a lot of that is translated though into nobody doing the link, and the link, I did check it.
Yeah, the link works here on
Yeah.
the Facebook page, too, yeah. It works on the website and the Facebook
Okay.
page. Yeah.
So I mean, we are getting feedback, it's just, again, this happened too with the concerts, that you had a bunch of people clicking that they were going via the Facebook invite
Yeah.
or the event. But then most of those people hadn't actually gone to the Unipay website to buy tickets.
We need to say what the prize is too, if there's a prize.
Right, and the only reason I was waiting on that is just because of the sponsor, yeah.
Right, so we really need to get that up and
Yeah.
up there as soon as possible.
And this week I'm gonna go to Rockland Athletic
Yeah,
to look at getting like a mini Stanley Cup type trophy
okay.
for the annual, so that as each year somebody wins their team.
Or ask if they have any ideas or whatever, just something we can engrave on,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, even if it's like a wall mount or something, but I said
Yeah.
even like, it'd be kinda cool to have almost like a little Stanley Cup type thing, so. Yeah, the woman from Rockland Athletic is part of the Pembroke Chamber, and I actually ran into her at an event the other night, she's like, yeah, come in and, we got a bunch of stuff to check out, so.
Okay,
Yeah, they have a whole wall, where you
Oh,
see
yeah.
all the
It's,
stuff there.
it's crazy.
yeah.
What about, bouncy house? Do we take care of that yet, or?
I haven't secured that with, Country Rental, but I'll reach out to them, because in the event that they can't do it, I know some other people that would kind of volunteer one and, like a sponsorship type thing. So in the event they can't do it, I've got some backups. Yeah, food truck, I mean, we've got two, I've reached out to Biggie's Food Truck several times, they haven't got back to me. John just sent me the info for, the Italian truck.
Oh, good,
So I'm gonna,
that was really good.
so
That's good.
I'm just gonna make sure, via the Board of Health, that they've got time to get their stuff in, because if they've missed the deadline to submit, like if the Board of Health's not meeting, then I don't wanna get them amped up, ready to go, and then they can't get their paperwork, I'll check with her tomorrow if there's still time for
So
them.
who do we have definitely?
We've got Plymouth Party and Aroma, so we've got
What's Aroma?
a pizza truck.
Okay,
So we've got pizza and we've got,
Yeah, the Italian one doesn't do pizza, so they wouldn't be competing.
so it wouldn't be competing, just be a nice compliment.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm wondering maybe, should we do hot dogs or something, or whatever? I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
you gotta have
rough.
different options.
I
Do it
think-
ourselves?
I don't know, I just
Well,
feel like
we-
we need something else.
If I can get Serve Safe done in time, we'd be able to do that, but otherwise, no.
What day
If-
is it?
That's Sunday, October 27th.
27th.
I think I'm working that day, if not, I could come in.
Yeah,
I-
you're sure, safe, certified, right?
Well, cause I was reaching out to some place today, and I gotta wait to talk to Teresa, cause there's several different Serve Safes. There's some as like to be a Serve Safe manager, there's some for just in the workplace, food. So yeah, the one that's just basically serving food is way less time consuming and less effort than the other one, cause there's one that's like 90 questions and you gotta get a 75 on it, and there's one that's 40 questions and you just gotta take as many times as it takes you to pass. So I believe that, pretty sure that's the one we need, and if
Of
so,
course it
good,
is.
on the second or third try, we'll be good to go. No, so I'll confirm that with Teresa tomorrow.
It's not hard, Thursday's really easy.
Yes, and I mean, I believe, like, years ago I was, because I had to when I was Boston Institute and all that, and obviously.
Okay, sorry, this doesn't relate to the Halloween, so.
Okay,
we can continue with that.
Alright, so in terms of events, I mean, everything's in motion. Again, this week we should be able to tie down a lot more of that stuff that's up in the air, so.
Okay.
Um,
What about, eventually working, I feel like, okay, we gotta get through Halloween, yes, and then move on to our next event and decide what we want that to be.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I'm figuring probably movie night in November.
okay,
I know it's either coming around, or it's gonna come around is the licensing to show the movies, so we do have to renew that.
but, yeah, with the same company.
With the same company, yeah, just, again, I don't know exactly how long Josh signed us up for it. But yeah, we just have to renew that with them, and then we can, pretty much, they sent me the list, and it's almost anything we wanna show is covered by,
Right,
you know, what distribution companies or whatever they have in there, so. So yeah, movie night, I know we've got some stuff in December. In a minute, we can just talk quickly about the paint night, because Melissa had an idea about doing the paint night here. I know we've tossed around possibly doing an adult prom, which I've talked to a few people and they're like, that would be awesome. So if that was something we shot for February, we can do it somewhere around,
you come, good, you need my date.
if we do it around Valentine's-ish, maybe not right on Valentine's, but right
Oh,
during
that's
the
a
day.
great idea.
I think it's, you know.
That's a really good idea.
And again, we would get a lot of people that would wanna come, cause I know that, in Plymouth, Alden Park,
Yeah.
they're doing their second one this year, and apparently everybody loves it.
Let's get some ideas on how they do it, like what they're, I mean, do we have a DJ?
Well, it depends on the night, if I'm,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could look at, and I think that might be more cost effective than trying to do a band.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
But again, as long as we have food, as long as we had drink, and we got some music, everybody else will show up, and, you know, hopefully some people will show up in their, you know, prom stuff from however long ago. So, well, because you need to get out of here too, right? So I'm just rambling on it.
Okay.
Okay, moving on, town meeting updates, everybody has these, right? This one? Okay, really quick before that, so I'm just sending around, this for the approval from the commission, petty cash procedures for rec programs. So really just getting the commission to sign off that, you know, we can do a warrant to have petty cash for events and things like that, so we have the bank, you know, for events here at the lodge. So I'll send that around. So once they sign it, then, okay. So with that, it would need a motion to just authorize us to create the warrant to,
So would anyone like to make a motion?
and it would be for $100.
Oh, for petty cash,
Yeah.
the limit is $100.
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
Okay.
And that's always, as long as we have that, we should be fine.
So
Okay.
we gotta have petty cash on hand.
Right.
Yeah, for recreation events and,
I make a motion to set up a petty cash fund of $100 to have on hand at
They can't.
the camp.
for recreation.
For recreational purposes.
Recreational purposes.
Second. All those in favor? Okay, do we all sign this now?
Yeah, yes, awesome. Now everybody's got these, right? Yeah. So quickly, town meeting update. Article 3 is the only article that is specifically under Recreation Commission. There's a few others that have been moved, so in terms of our trees and stuff, the tree warden is gonna be asking for money in addition, so the ones that up at the front was separate, so that's still in motion. This new article would be for a new set of trees. Obviously kind of here in the middle by the parking lot, and really some of those widow makers by the bathhouses and the cabins.
What article is that?
That article is Article
Oh,
8.
18.
18 is the trees,
17 is the
17 is just encompassing the
Wi-Fi.
the Wi-Fi, the fiber project.
Yeah.
So that's actually now under the Board of Selectmen. We had an article for repairs to like the stove and things like that. That was scrapped. In Article 3, so we're essentially going back and asking for the monies that were not appropriated. So they weren't taken, they just weren't appropriated. So we'll be looking for the adjustment of 61,000 for salaries and 12,000 for indirect costs, which gets us back to 73 that wasn't appropriated. I know there was some talk about the language and everything after an hour and a half meeting with Mary and Todd. Again, going on, their expertise, this is the way they suggested to structure.
The only thing is that what was removed was actually retained earnings that we don't have enough to supply the $61,000. It should have been under, what's the other word I'm thinking of, that they usually do it under?
Well, there's retained earnings, free cash,
No,
taxation.
program revenues, that's what it should have been under rather than retained earnings.
Well, in talking with Todd that day, he said that there's 65,000 in retained earnings.
There's only 55 that he gave us on that last list, but I'm not
Yeah,
arguing, but
yeah.
that was my only objection was the using of the word retained earnings, because that's not what it shows on the paperwork that we have.
Okay.
But I just thought that it should be under program revenues, which is where it was removed from to begin with. That was how the initial wording was program revenues. So that's my only objection to that.
Well, I mean, they said based on what's in retained earnings, it'll cover that.
All right.
Again, we'll look at obviously taxation to get the indirect costs. But again, at the end of the day, the 73 that wasn't appropriated, we're gonna look to have it appropriated. The other than that,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was probably gonna ramble and say so. Yeah.
And is that going to help us cover the payment?
Yeah, for now, I mean, I know Mary kind of talking, but I don't know how.
Okay, I just want to be transparent. Okay.
Can I add something to that?
Yes, go ahead, John.
Okay, Article 2 is supposed to be, they don't have the funding and the amount in there, but they're supposed to add enough to cover our septic system.
That's what I was just asking.
Yeah, so,
I do have the paperwork from Mary on
okay,
that.
so yeah, like the debt service or whatever, it's gonna get
It's
lumped in.
supposed to, yeah, it's good. They haven't had the figure in there because they didn't have the total.
Yeah, 'cause it's
There's a
some
couple
other stuff.
departments that
Yeah.
have to be in there. But we are under Article 2, and it is to include the septic system, so that will relieve that $50,000 for the next 3
Right.
years.
I know. Which is really good
The
news.
elephant is left?
Yes.
But the pink elephant.
Someone else can have
The elephant's been
You
fed.
walked him up.
He's been fed.
another elephant walking through now.
Whatever.
I've got all of them from Mary.
Now, on number 2, are people gonna be asking what that money is for?
I doubt it, because
Well, I think-
It goes under supplemental.
And they might have like an appendix for it, so people can look to see what, but I think it's, for the most part, gonna look like that.
Mm-hmm.
and as the finance committee was telling us, that the way these are worded,
They just go for it.
right,
I'd love to see what the finance committee's recommendations are, but we don't see that till the later the meeting, that's.
Right. I think they will, I think they'll vote favorably.
The question I have for Article 3, do we pick someone, who reads that? Is it the commission pick someone to do it? Is it the commission as a whole?
Usually,
Usually the chair.
Okay.
yeah.
Chair.
Unless you would like to go, would
She
you?
can
That
defer,
is, I think that's your call, if you want
defer
me
to the
to.
vice chair.
You've always been outspoken.
If you would like, I know I'll be in that, that like mutant section of non-residents, I'll be over there.
Right.
So maybe they'll let me out of
I
the,
don't think you can speak if you're a non-resident, but you have the right to.
I think if they recognize me, they'll allow me to, it's just I can't just
I don't
get
know
up
if you
and.
can present the article, but I
Yeah.
think he can speak
Speak.
to it.
We give them both hands in, just like you would with the town administrator.
right.
The rec clown can give him the power to read it,
Uh-huh.
Okay,
if he's able to vote,
would you like to read
to my
it?
knowledge.
I mean, I have two trains of thought, it might be nice for people to see his face.
Mhm.
Since he was the one that worked on it, it was very,
Right.
he would have all the background information,
Right.
which we don't have.
Would anybody?
I'll make a motion to allow our non-resident recreation director to present Article 3 at town meeting on October 7th.
You said Article 2.
Article 3, right?
Article 3.
Article 3.
Second. That's all right.
All those in favor?
All right,
It will all be there. Most
We'll be
of
there
it.
soon.
all right, we have signs?
Yeah,
right.
Go, Bill.
All right, awesome. And then, were people able to look at the paint night link and look at,
Yes,
I was not.
I did.
I checked it out. It's some cool stuff. I think it's gonna be based, I think, on kinda, I don't know if how they charge the fee.
I talked to the woman today.
Okay,
Okay, so let's listen to this.
Okay, so it's kind of deceiving. It says paint night, and you think, like, if you guys have been to a paint night, it's basically they give you a piece of canvas and they walk you the steps. This is more, she doesn't do that, the canvas painting, she does more like crafts. So some of the I have the website up here if you guys want to see, but she does, I was thinking of doing like a Christmas themed one, but she does she did one for, it was a fundraiser for some woman. It was a Lazy Susan that you put in the middle of the table,
Yeah.
and it said Marshfield and then the zip code.
Right.
She did one with the Duxbury Lions, it was a holiday tree with lights, and it said season's greetings, and it was really cool. She doesn't need a deposit, she sets up the website to register.
Wow.
So a portion, the cheapest one she does is $35, that's her fee per person. So we would charge, whatever we would charge over that would be what we would make per person.
so, but everything gets registered through her website?
Yes,
So she would have to set
she
the
would
fee?
give us a check.
Okay,
That's
so
the
really,
part.
so we'd have to do like, just like that kind of vendor contract thing, 20%, so, okay, whatever her, if it's 35, then it's, you know, she'd have to charge like 42 bucks or whatever, and we get that 20% cut.
Exactly. She does the one she did for the Lions, it was to benefit, and she does everything. She did like a little Lions logo, she advertises it on her website.
So she has a critic.
Does
She can actually do any kind of craft that we
Does
want.
she cap the size of the event?
The ones I saw on here were it was 50.
50 people?
Yeah.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it depends on the craft, but
Yeah,
a couple of them on here were like 50.
yeah, just depending on the date, if we look to do kind of like holiday,
So-
we'd have to do it probably early in December, just because as we get middle to end, everybody's thinking,
Yes, so she emailed me her 2 dates that are available. She has December 12th or the 18th. She does require a minimum of 15 people to host an
Did I
event.
say those Fridays?
No, there's two apart. One's a something and the other one.
12th is a Thursday,
Thursday, yeah.
okay.
and the 18th is a Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh, it's kind of tough to get people out.
Well, I think you
I've
have.
gone to a lot of Thursday night meetings.
I think you
I
have
think,
Thursday.
well, I think Thursday's better than Wednesday.
Yeah.
Cause like Wednesday's like still, yeah, but Thursday you're ready for Friday, so you might as well.
Right, I think you can do a Thursday, and would this be strictly adults? Because I remember, the Hanson PTO, when they said they ran,
They got one coming up.
Yeah, it's like
within the next
a mom-
week.
It's October 4th.
Yeah.
there's this October,
Yeah.
you need one, or whatever, so how would we wanna make this just, open?
I guess it would
anyway?
depend on what we chose, and I like the Christmas tree, and they also have, pillows,
Yes.
which I thought was awesome.
That is good.
And you could do a Christmas pillow.
So painting it with
I-
fabric paint?
Yeah, like I don't know how she does it. I don't know the details on it.
I was reading that it's like, there were specific drawing instructions or
It's,
something.
KC Originals.
Okay. Okay, the letter came, let's see.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's, yeah, caser.net. instead
And
of
she's
.com.
got, I don't know if you like stitch the pillow together, like you can pick your design of the pillow, and then I don't know if you have to stitch it or paint and stencil.
Right, the pillow's already, gotta be already made.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
paint it.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Yes, it's probably got
But
whatever
you pick
design
your
you
design
want.
right on the website,
You pick your design on the website so she can stencil it on there with like a cricket or something, and then you go and
yeah. And
paint.
she takes a deposit, so this one, for the pillow, it's $46. And then to get the reservation, you pay like $20, a deposit, and then you pay the rest of it
The
that
balance that night.
Yeah.
What about the one with the Christmas tree that you said?
That's the same kind of thing.
Does she need everybody to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually they're,
Yeah,
because usually it's like them giving instruction
right.
to everyone.
Okay.
So like you're all doing the same stages.
Like the pillows you can do, it's all, everyone does a pillow, but it's, you can pick your own design, so it's all different. There's a pumpkin one, the holiday tree, I thought was cute.
What is that one like?
It's got like lights, and it's a, I think it like, oh, it's like a little stand. And it's kind of says seasonal green.
I'm gonna let you guys pick this, 'cause-
So, that's a
so why don't we,
Yeah, we'll check the availability, and
40.
I would think December 12th is probably the better choice.
the Thursday is the better
I think
choice.
Thursday just as a day in general, and also because it's still 2 weeks before Christmas, I mean with the 18th, the following week.
Right.
This
Cool,
Christmas,
Christmas. Um,
Unfortunately, Thanksgiving's so late this year, there's only about 3 weeks between Christmas and Thanksgiving, so. So, I mean, do we,
Yeah, so Melissa, you've talked to her?
Yep,
Okay, is it alright if I call her as well to
yeah,
touch base? Okay.
yeah, I'll send you, oh, you have the website, she's on the website,
Okay.
her phone number and her email.
Okay, so I'll give her a call and, you know,
do you two wanna decide what to pick, or do you want us to look at it and everybody have a say in it for the next meeting, or?
For what they're
Right
gonna
now, we
design?
just- Yeah,
I think you guys can pick it.
I mean, I personally, I like the pillow idea, because I've never heard of it, it's like
Yeah.
something different.
right.
You know, I hear paint nights, like wine glasses you can do, or like, you know.
The boards, I don't know if you've looked
Yeah,
at
like, I never heard
signs.
of do your own pillow, so,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's holiday themed, I like that one.
But the other
But
thing is, that sounds kind of pricey for.
I was just gonna say, that's almost $50 just for the fill out.
and then
Yeah.
we gotta think of it.
And then we have to think of the 20% that we get with them too, like,
Right.
We need to make 20%
Yeah.
off of this.
I mean, if we want, we could look at 10%, but, I mean, as long as we get something, but I think at least 20%,
Well,
it's a little more skin in the game too.
20% is what the contract is, and I think that would require.
That's
some-
Oh, she does the pillows for 40. That's her cost.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
we would have to
48
make it
bucks.
48.
It's not,
It's a $50 pillow.
$50.
It's- I mean, it's-
Hello.
I mean, you go to Pier 1 and you don't have any pillows under $50, so.
Oh, the other thing too is that she, and I know, I'm gonna say the word, but she's willing to, donate some items for a raffle.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I know
Well, we wouldn't,
raffle's an evil word, but.
unless we had somebody else that was
Exactly.
gonna do the event specifically, and then,
Exactly.
as long as
But
it's out of my
she's
hands.
doing the event.
It has to be a non-profit, right, something like that?
It doesn't have to be nonprofit.
So if we were to do that, she'd have to do the paperwork, she'd have to apply for the waiver,
That's-
we'd have to vote on it here, and then it'd have to go to selectmen. Sorry, I just got distracted because my name was on this pen.
Can't you
You
do
did
a
your job, but you
donation?
get.
Oil.
Yeah.
Can't you do a donation type
Mm-hmm.
giveaway
Oh, there I go.
without using the term raffle? For a donation, you get a chance to win.
I think when Beth was here, I think even that.
That's why I was like,
Nice try.
Trying to go
It's not
around.
gonna fly.
Well, no,
I'm pretty sure they'll see through that, but,
I can actually ask her if she has any, because the cheapest one she has, she can do crafts for, I think her least expensive project would be 35.
and what is it?
I don't know, I have to ask her what her some of her.
I saw, my
But
thing
they're not
is,
selling raffle tickets, I,
No.
no,
No,
not
that's
selling
something
raffle tickets, so you can give away, like, everyone comes in, gets a ticket to win a raffle prize.
Well, she suggested it to raise more money.
No, I wouldn't do that. Then
Well,
you're
that's
getting into all sorts of.
I thought it was really good.
but she would donate the items, so that's a win-win.
Right.
So we can look into that.
Yeah, we can look into it because we made, maybe she can partner with like either Kiwanis or Rotary or the Lions.
Well, that's a lot of, you'll see on the websites or the flyers.
You said she did the Lions and that.
Yeah, so it's basically, they have advertised a pay party to benefit the Lions, at the Duxbury American Legion.
Okay,
If we get the right kind of sponsorship, we can make anything
Easily,
work.
right.
It's just, if us specifically, we have to navigate that cautiously and legally.
Just buck the price up a little bit more, give them a free ticket on the way through the door.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
'cause I think, well, even door prizes, I think count as not.
and giveaways,
Yeah, well,
and,
it's like a
so we just asked that about it. So here, this, I just wanna express this one. So we're talking about December, and we're talking about spending about $50 per person. So, a Thursday night is great, I just wanna put the idea out there that that's a lot of money, maybe
Right
for
before
some
Christmas.
people, right before Christmas. And, I mean, if it flies, great, but I will understand completely if it doesn't, and in that case, I would hope that we would be prepared to offer something else later, like in January or March or something, like March is such a dead month, you
Well, it's
know?
at least you're a few months at, like, you've already been dealing with your credit card statements at that point.
But the other thing
So-
too is like the opposite of it, it could be a nice gift for somebody.
Absolutely, and that's
You
the
know what I mean?
opposite.
Yeah.
So,
That's the other
I just wanna just put it out there, and maybe we need to have some sort of time frame that we can do this. And again, heavy advertising is going to be needed.
You do like.
So essentially, we wanna aim for like the $35 price point and all that. Is that-
Yeah, you can ask her, she's very flexible, she's
Yeah.
like, I have lots of projects, she's like, just give me your price point and I'll let you, I'll frame something.
So yeah, what I'll do, like,
She
I'll
can
talk to
give
her
us
and-
some-
and I'll see kind of what those items are, price
Yeah.
points, and kind of talk to her about kind of the concerns we have with, and then we'll see if she's affiliated with any of those other groups, because maybe they can pull that together.
And
And if we're able to make that work, you know, then, and if she only does it for up to 50 people, we also don't have to worry about catering. Which saves a lot.
I'm gonna say from someone who goes to a lot of these things, I highly suggest having the bartending service there.
Oh,
that's.
Yeah.
let's without a doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to one that there was not a bar there.
Oh, no.
That would start a fight.
It was not a very.
Could we provide popcorn too?
I can ask Teresa.
Or snacks or something,
Yeah.
we could do like snacks.
Yeah.
Again,
You can also do it as, you know, bring your own if you want, can't they?
Yeah.
if it's under 50, then we kind of do whatever.
Right.
Within reason, yeah. And actually, I think it's better if people just do it themselves, because then it's not even us that brought the food to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could probably do something, because we got the popcorn machine, so we could at least do that so they get some sort of snack.
Okay.
It makes them thirsty for the alcohol.
Yeah.
Right.
Vodka soda lime?
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'll reach out to her tomorrow. Well, I got a lot of people to reach out to her tomorrow, but
Do we need a vote on the December 12th date? No?
I don't think so, right?
You would have to walk down the date so that
Yeah.
she wouldn't go down to anybody.
You wouldn't need to vote for the date, the only thing you need to vote for, once your details are worked out, is the 80/20 contract.
Right. Okay.
Because we never
Because
charge.
that's what we're going after, right? So actually, we wouldn't even need to vote for that.
Right. Because
This
we'll
is
just
like
be
a
a
regular-
Yeah,
regular
just be
ad.
regular.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so let's see if we can do that for December 12th.
okay, cool.
All right. Moving on, there's no other new business. Emma, let's skip down, we're gonna skip old business and come back to it after, and we'll do the end of the year report for both.
Alright, that's gonna be a nice, most of it I'll just have you guys read through on your own, just 'cause it's like,
Give us the highlights.
yeah. So, the top just says, the new swim lesson instructor, after talking to the swim instructor at the end of the season, they actually really liked the new swim lesson instructor a lot better. I talked to them about how we had discussed maybe extending it to 3 weeks, maybe going back to 5. We all kind of agreed that the 2 weeks was the best for how the Red Cross has their lessons set up.
Okay.
Just because if it's longer, it's hard to go over the same things over and over and over again. If it's shorter, then there's really no point in doing it. The 2 weeks is kind of a sweet spot, and they like the 45 minutes, but some of the kids did get cold, so they said maybe we can look into having the younger levels be a different time frame and doing, like a different cost or something for them.
Okay.
And then topics for next season, earlier opening on the weekends was a huge request, and that's been a huge request the past couple of years.
Yes.
So if we could do like Monday through Friday, 12 to 7, and then Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 6, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then looking into coming up with a solid like on-call policy for bad weather days. Coming up with a fee for the large groups that come in that require additional staff. So the beach doesn't lose money on those. Earlier application and hiring process, because we were scrambling this year.
Yeah.
And then I suggested a second computer or like a tablet for the gatekeeper so that we can keep better records, because running the Google Doc this year was so much smoother than running all paper sheets, because what would happen is they'd get misplaced or they'd get lost because there's 14, 15.
That shouldn't be a difficult thing to
Yeah.
get through because we could borrow one from the school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then with the Google Doc, it's live time, so like I can see it from my computer.
You share it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I listed the boats that aren't in great condition. It's most of them. The 2 red kayaks are really, really bad. They both leak. They're both completely warped. I did my best to fix them this year so they weren't leaking from ocean summer, but they started leaking again. The 2 gray kayaks, the same thing. Those are the same design boats. They were purchased at the same time. They're just different colors. The 2 green kayaks, they're warped, they're missing plugs, and they're a lot, like they're really tipsy. Like people tip over them all the time. I did replace the plugs in them, but they're not that great because they're not the ones that like
Originally what?
were originally with the boat.
Right.
And then same thing goes for the blue ocean kayak. It again has a replacement plug that isn't the best, and it's very tippy. The yellow ocean style kayak has a broken seat. I tried to get a replacement for it, didn't work. I tried to fix it with bungee cords, like it works. It's kind of tippy. The ocean ones are really not meant for ponds. People complain about them because they get wet when they go in them too. Just got afraid to get wet from the pond.
I know, like, it blows my mind. Go ahead.
Yes.
I was gonna say, right now is the end of the season.
Yeah, it's a really good time to buy them.
It's really, you know, to
Well-
buy in bulk like this and then put it up.
That's a good point, because we need to do it. They were rented a lot.
They were.
And I could not believe how many people were using the kayaks and canoes
2,
this
4,
year.
6, 7, 8 kayaks, and they can all be the same, and
I would like to
they
see
need
that
to be 2
further
different
down.
colors if necessary,
Yeah.
but I mean, you know, get what you can for the price you can, and right now, I think some of them are down to $200 a piece, so,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can get where you're gonna buy in bulk.
When are you gonna buy them though, because it depends.
Ocean State Job Lot has them all the time advertised, and you can get them. Oh, yeah, yeah, my.
They're
son's
actually
got-
lighter weight, because I think what damages them a lot,
I will say the 2 yellow ones and the 2 green ones are from Ocean Sea.
and
They have been purchased in my time at the Cove.
so they're not lasting long.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I mean.
I would say, if you could take a look at the yellow and white one down there, that's been here forever.
Is
It's
that-
the best one.
Is
It's,
that fiberglass?
I don't think so. I think it's plastic.
Because
There's Walmart that's got.
Yeah.
We're looking at a lot of plastic, and if you invest in the fiberglass, it'll last a decade.
Yeah. That one's the best lasting one. It's the sturdiest in the water. It's not tippy at all.
It doesn't warp.
It doesn't warp. It stayed in really great condition for a long time.
So maybe that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
And even if we have to buy fewer, you know, every year we just budget a little
We
more.
just do a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather have quality over quantity, Brian.
Might we wanna look into get some prices of really good quality ones, maybe go after a grant for it,
Yeah.
because it's gonna cost a fortune to buy the good stuff. Anyway, you probably will not have it in the budget. Maybe
Okay.
CPC, because they're recreation,
Yeah, it would totally
go through a grant.
go through recreation. And they've got the money.
Right.
There was a place down on,
I just-
106 that used to sell them, that used to be a kayak place, I don't know if it's still there or not.
I don't know, but whatever I mean,
Yeah, I can talk with Deb a little bit more, I mean, she's got some sort of program, it's called Grant Launch, and I can let her know that we're looking to replenish some recreation material, and that way she can at least keep an eye on. She did send me one, it was, and I'm in the process of filling out to give it to her, it's more to do a specific recreational program, it's not for equipment.
but we need equipment to run a program, maybe we could run because we have the Cardinal Spellman.
Yeah, I'll say, I think it's specifically though, it's to like have a group and do something. I'll read it a little finer, I mean, because what I was gonna look to use it for was to try to get a group of 10 to 15 kids to go to the high top, the.
Treetop Adventures.
Yeah, in Canton.
Right.
So I was gonna see if we could get the grant to do that, because then we could sponsor a trip out there.
We could also buy, paddle boards.
Well, see, again, this specific one, I don't know if it's to do like a specific activity or if it'll allow for getting the equipment to then do the activity. If that's the case, then heck yeah, let's get the kayaks and
Right.
Yeah.
do something here.
If we're gonna do CPC, we have to be willing to put in some of our own skin in this.
Okay.
So, let's start with finding the right company, the right quality kayak, and then determining a price, talking to the company, seeing if we can get some sort of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like these ones, the ones that really need, this yellow one that I put, that you can keep, is
Which
in
one?
that, the bottom yellow one, there's two different yellow ones, there's one that's an ocean kayak, and there's one that, I call it the deeper kayak, it's not really an ocean kayak.
The ocean kayak is the one I gave, right?
No, that's the double kayak, that one's fine.
That is fine, 'cause that was one sturdy thing.
Yeah, that's fantastic, that's fine.
Okay.
So that one's in rougher shape, but it's completely usable. But the ones that have been taken on water definitely should.
No, we don't want people taking on water.
Yeah.
Yeah, LL Bean is, sometimes it's some nice stuff, and I can take a peek.
Okay, and maybe, go up with us, who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
All right,
And then
Good advertising for them.
right.
yeah, I would also suggest really, really, really looking into proper storage for them if we're going to spend a lot of money on them, because what is on the boathouse now is not really proper storage for them. It's just like one shelf and they all get like stacked against each other on one shelf.
And so if it's really hot and they're made of plastic, they warp,
Yeah, that and just them sitting on their bottoms, they're gonna warp.
because they're supposed to be upright. No?
They're supposed to be like cradled to the shape of them, basically.
Can we take one of the chalets, since we seem to be storing metal beds, and just empty it, put the kayaks in there? The one where we put the door, or we're gonna take the door that's missing, that they block.
I think she means storage.
Storage like
Daily
During the season.
basis.
not only during the season, but off-season storage.
Well, the off-season, the chalet
Yeah,
would definitely
shit,
warp.
I mean, that's gonna be the majority of the storage in the
Yeah.
months, but.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about moving it down closer to the water.
Yeah, if that tree by the water gets taken out, it would be really nice to make like a kayak storage area in there. And then we can take out what's behind the building now, and Diane and I talked about maybe getting plastic lockers to put against our wall, and we can rent them out for either the season, the day, something, so that people have a place to keep their stuff.
Which is been a request.
Yeah.
Plastic lock?
Well, just because the
They're-
corrosiveness and,
Yeah, they actually make,
like Rubbermaid.
they make ones that are specific for aquatic facilities, and they have drains on the bottom, and they're made out of like a hard, like a heavy duty plastic, so that they don't rot and decompose like the metal ones do. Cause it gets wet from the outside.
You know who makes that light blue, white kayak?
I don't remember the name that's on it,
I'll look at it.
I can show you which one I'm talking about,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, everything's back in the boathouse now.
Yes, yeah.
Really, I mean, we can see, what Ed thinks, because Ed might be able to build it, I mean, essentially
Yeah.
that like decking material, the plastic.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he might be able to throw something together.
Right, and I mean, these are things like this that we've been talking about, like, these are long-term solutions to things that really need to start happening here, so that the next commission that comes in, after we've all thrown our hands up and
Well, then, if you're going to go out and spend the money on getting a bunch of new kayaks, then they should be stored
Right, yeah.
properly. You
So
should
I don't
just,
want to be pound, you know,
Yeah.
handfuls, that
And
kind of
they're
thing.
generating income.
yeah.
Right,
And if it
they
goes to the
are.
water, then the gate attendants aren't going to drag them, because no matter how many times you tell a 14, 15, 16-year-old not to drag a kayak,
Some of them are
they're gonna
good,
drag it.
and it's a long way, because they're
Yeah.
coming out of those shelves and we're like dropping them,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yeah, to make one, place for them down there would be.
Would be
much
much
Yeah, it'd be
better.
nice because we can reserve that area for like a kayak launching area.
right, and I think Ed and Bob and Jeff could probably build something really good.
Yeah.
And they could talk to you about what would be proper. So first steps, let's just find out the kind of kayaks we want. If we decide we can, you know, we'll decide what we can afford, and then we'll look at properly storing them.
Yes.
Now, you say what the match, is it a 50/50 match, or is it for the CPC?
It's not 50/50, but we gotta put something in.
You got a couple grand.
Yeah, we gotta at least throw a
If
few
you're looking
thousand
for
in.
like 20, 30, you know, grand, they
What
want
if
to
you're
see
looking for like $3 grand, what do you throw?
$100. They just have to
I
see.
mean,
it
if you got
in
10
the park.
kayaks and say you're spending $300 or $400 on each of them, maybe that's $3,000 or $4,000.
That's
What are
it.
we putting in? 500?
So we didn't,
Right.
we didn't put much in on the docks, all we had to do is show an effort that we were trying to,
Say,
Right,
we
because
come
we
up,
had nothing.
right.
maybe we can come up with $1,000
Yeah.
at least,
Yeah.
which I mean,
If we come up with 1,000, we get the best kayaks to last.
yeah.
But
Forever.
That's too
We
much
still-
So we last one at my grandchildren, like, oh.
Don't we still have money that belongs to the cove?
There
Couple of
was,
$1,000.
I gotta double check with Todd, I think there were 2 different line items, some of them were specifically, I think, for the docks, and then there was something, I don't know if it was for the study or something that was done down there. My understanding, I believe he closed that account out and it just went in.
I think
Into
that-
the other retained earnings
No,
on the head.
I'm not. Sorry, I'm like down here right now.
Do you need water?
I think I have some, but yeah, I might need some more. I think I'm gonna go get some.
Okay, so you
Okay,
guys
no,
are
no,
checking
no,
with
That's
that.
all right, let's just finish up.
Okay.
Alright, the
Okay.
next couple pages are staff reviews, I'll let you guys read those when you have a chance.
Have any of them decided to come back?
Most of them, yes, and then the few college kids just weren't exactly sure because it depends on
Yeah.
if they get big boy, big girl jobs, then.
Do you know which ones, do you have the names of the ones that said that they would look to come back?
Every single one of them did say that they would look to come back if they didn't have anything.
Nice.
So that includes Josh?
Yes,
Okay.
but he is really hoping to have something, but he's like, I'll probably be here.
We
Is
just
he-
need, we need to find him a job that will give him.
He's what, a
some-
sophomore, junior?
Junior.
Junior? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Such a bummer.
And then after all of those, I gave you guys 2 recommendations for if I'm not here next year. There's one that is a non-Cove person, but she has waterfront experience. She's been running a waterfront up in Maine for the past 2 summers. She's worked there for the past 5. And she lives in Hanover, she just moved to Taunton. She's a school teacher at Coyle Cassidy, so she has the summers off. And she seemed really interested when I asked her if she would be interested. So,
So that's
Maine's getting a little too far, she has her own apartment now, so she wants to stay local, so.
Wasn't there a person at that was a lifeguard too that said maybe that,
Yes, that's the bottom, the next one down.
Joe?
Joe?
Joe.
Oh, I thought it was a girl, I'm sorry.
Oh, Alana, I was going to put her, but she's still a little bit young, she's only a junior in high school.
Okay, yeah, no, we can wait on that.
Yeah. And then the last page is, I just put a little planner out for dates for when to get applications out, when to interview and what's not, just so that we're not scrambling in May to open the
We
beach.
have a job description?
We should
Somewhere?
have the beach director.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
We have beach, yeah, we have the lifeguards, all of the.
Yeah, we have WSIs, the
Head lifeguard, beach director, WSI, lifeguard.
And I realized when I got here to make copies, I missed one page, and it was the page with the money. We did break even with all the calculations I did, so that doesn't include the bills and whatnot that we have, so,
That's pretty close though.
yeah.
So we didn't lose money.
From payroll, no. So the finances that I deal with, we didn't lose money.
Okay.
But
There's
the,
just some
You
reimbursement.
usually put code expense of code, payroll.
So the biggest expense down at the prohibition was the stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, aside from, the payroll,
Except for payroll.
yeah. Yeah, we didn't really do too many
Is Bo on
purchases
there?
for down there.
Under David Tony?
Robert.
Really?
It took me a minute to.
I know, it's
You know, when I was typing it, every time I type it, I write Bo, and then I'm like, it's kind of an official
I'm
document.
sorry.
Probably put his full name.
Robert E. Blake?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said I kind of do know, I'm like, where is it? Okay. Emma, really nice, this is really valuable to have.
So you're not coming back as beach director next year?
I
Get a real job?
do not know yet. I am trying to adult. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, while I have a full-time job, probably am not going to be able to come back. One of the full-time jobs that I might be taking is with the company that I've been working for the past 5 years, and he lets me go per diem for the summer. I don't know if that will be the case when I'm full-time. If I take it and he lets me go per diem for the summer, which we're really slow in the summer, then you guys will be seeing me. If not, then I will still be available. I told the two that I recommended to, if they get hired, that I'm always just
A
a
phone
phone
call
call
away.
away. So, because the code can be, I can throw some stuff at you that you're not used to. So.
Right.
I'm also putting together like a little packet of things that might come up day to day for the beach director. I'll get that to Bill as soon as possible.
And how to handle?
Yes.
Okay.
What to do when.
Yeah, what to do, document.
Just because obviously you don't think of some things that might come up when you're writing a job description and things come up.
Who will come?
Yeah,
Okay. Alrighty.
but who knows, maybe you guys will get lucky and I won't be adulting this year and I'll still be here.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Oh, trust me, I'm really not looking forward to it, but unfortunately I do have some student loans to pay off,
So
so.
can you send us the money page?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I will forward that to
Send
you
it to
guys.
Bill and let me
Yeah.
forward
And
it
then
to
we'll,
us.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Um,
so much, Emma.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
See you guys later.
Okay. We forgot.
What?
I'm
Have
sorry.
they been-
The docks. Right, so
Haven't been
the
floated,
docks
have
need to be floated out before winter. And last year, we paid a whole lot of money for somebody to come do that, and I really don't wanna do that. So, we need to talk to the fire department,
Can they do it?
yeah. They were shown last year, they were there.
Oh, alright.
So we're hoping that they can do it again, so you reach out and see if they'd be willing. I
Yeah,
mean, we have until the pond freezes,
yeah, hopefully we can do it before.
right? It's also helpful because of the polar plunge.
Yeah.
They need that area. It was
Right,
nice to
yeah,
have
they
that
broke
area
up there,
between,
yeah.
right? It ended up being a good, you know,
And they're predicting almost for the amount of people this year.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a thing. That's all, that's
It's-
gonna be
It's
their
cool.
biggest event. And I wish we thought of it, you know?
But we still get to be a part of it.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I'm
I
glad they're using this for it.
may have unknowingly volunteered to do it.
She'll get you.
I think, well, she kind of did, and it's like, well, I can't go back on it now anyway, and
I'll
Might as
sponsor you.
might as well, you know? I'm sure there's plenty of people that want to see me go on her and,
So they'll sponsor
Stay on
you.
it. yeah, cool.
Alright.
I
I
need a
mean,
lot of hot
if that's
toddies.
allowed. If it's
Oh,
allowed
yeah,
for
we'll
us
have
to
to-
sponsor you.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works.
Okay, alright, so old business.
Small business.
Can I just have one more suggestion? It's not on the agenda, I don't wanna talk about it, but I don't wanna talk about it in depth. Last Friday night, I went to a fundraiser for my nephew's football team. And it was a medium. And the place was packed. It was $35 a piece. They got all the pizzas and
So you say it
salads.
wasn't Maureen Hancock then, right?
No, it was not. Pizzas and salads were donated from various places around the area, from like, it was in Dedham, so lots in Dedham, some Westwoods, you know.
Yeah.
And they made some good money. There were raffle prizes and all kinds of stuff. So,
And that's just for, she doesn't read everybody either, right?
no,
She, like,
there
picks
were 2 mediums
Oh, okay.
and they roamed the room and they went where the spirits led them. And some people were pleased with it. It's not a thing that I'm into, but, you know, she hung out with my sister a bit and talked
Oh, that's
to,
cool.
you know, supposedly my dad was coming through or whatever. But I just personally didn't think my father would ignore me, so, you know. Anyway,
But it made money, so that's whatever.
that's where I'm coming from with it. But, and I think with the history of Alice here or whatever, and then somebody else said they're doing something in the South Shore, like there's a bunch of towns they're doing, East Bridgewater, Brockton, Whitman, Hanson, they're having a spiritual circle or something. It's called the Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh,
I've
boy.
heard of that, yeah.
What is it?
It's, first of all, it's not even a triangle. They call it just because it's a cool name.
It's 30-sided.
It's more like a rhombus.
Okay.
But no, it's a hotbed of unexplained activity.
Okay.
Missing people
Yeah.
and.
Okay.
Missing people, so you got the lumberjack hitchhiker or whatever on Route 44, you've got the stuff, the fallout from King Philip's War, and like the Hockomock Swamp,
Right.
and like orbs and crazy noises, and so my wife and I, we used to live in Bridgewater, close to the swamp. We had kind of heard about the Bridgewater Triangle, and so I bought her the book on it and the DVD, and they were actually they're gonna possibly make an FX series about it.
Well, that's what I heard. Right.
So there's some stories that you actually not buy into, but you're like, okay, I can see that. And there was some really weird stuff in the Freetown State Forest like years ago, and that was more like weird cult stuff. And
Well, do we want to get in on that with Alice here or anything? Should we
We
call
could.
somebody?
we might as well. And there's just the rich history of this being Wampanoag.
No, we're not
I mean,
ready to
there's-
begin with.
I'm sure there's stuff here. Whether I can confirm or deny, and sitting in the office, I don't know.
Do you want to reach out to somebody then and see, talk about getting in here?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, and I just think it would be a fun event to happen. I'm not ignoring you, John, I see
There's
you.
one- No, I know, there's one going on in Bridgewater, I think it is, but they have 3, but they usually limit the attendance. There's like one of them, I think the Hancock lady's got one, but she's limiting it to 50 people.
Well, if this is a fundraiser,
I mean, right,
they'll try to get as many as they can.
I
I think theirs is for profit, like, 'cause I don't think Maureen Hancock does anything for fun, like, for
Well, I
free
mean,
or
all I
anything.
know is that they limit, the ones that I've seen advertised, they're on Facebook, they advertise them on.
I've been to her, I'm not impressed, but anyway, you know,
There's
there's
2
drags
other
me
ladies
these
that are
things
doing
in
it,
my.
3 other ladies actually that are doing the Bridgewater ones.
Maybe we can look into it for future.
Yeah.
I think it would be a cool venue.
It would be, this would be a
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
venue for it, so that's why I'm
Yeah.
bringing it up. I think we should seriously, again, consider the prom, the Valentine's Day, whatever you wanna call it, and, spooky, whatever you call it.
And I mean, I've had contact with Maureen Hancock's people, it's just they haven't got back to me, but I know with them, like they specifically state with the audience setup, you need the theater setup, you need a VIP section and then a general section. And I believe with the VIP, that gets a meet and greet after the fact. So even, they might not get a reading, but they still get to meet her after. So they suggest, on the tickets for that, it's like, I think 60 for VIP and either 45 or 50 for the regular.
Gotcha.
But usually it's like, if you've got 200 people, you get about 80 people in the VIP and the rest are general admission.
Okay.
I don't know how it works for the other mediums, but I would assume that it's somewhere along that.
Okay, this didn't have any of that. I heard there's a really good lady in, Taunton,
Okay.
and she does private readings, but I don't even know if she'd come out to a public,
Yeah.
like, event.
I've got a friend that doesn't know Maureen well, but knows, I can see if he can suggest somebody that would be willing to
Sure.
work with us in knowing that, you know, we're trying to.
Put something, an event
Yeah.
together. Okay, so it's just one to put that out there. Okay, the warrants, I have these. Anything with the teams? We've heard from the Cove, how about facilities?
One thing, where are we with the time clocks? Did we brought this
He
up?
just said they're,
Did Cody?
Bill, do you wanna talk to him about the time clocks? Reiterate what you said earlier?
So, yeah, within this week and next, we'll have everybody in the system. So we just gotta, you know, we're getting them kinda as we can to, yeah, when they gotta get a fingerprint in the code. So we're gonna get everybody coded.
Building inspector, have we seen or heard from him in regards to?
No, I mean, again, the last I talked to him, he supported if we need to take down cabins, that we do it. He also said that in terms of like the footings where, Gordon said that he'd have to go down 4 feet and the columns and all that. He said, as long as we poured a solid footing, we just need almost like a pad.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of probably like a, you know, a pad for each corner. Yeah, I mean, the north side's just sad.
The north side cabins?
Yeah, it just, I mean, it'd be nice if we could get some of those off the hill and move them in, awesome. But even, you know, after that, they're gonna need some love. So depending on that grant from CPC, if it's more for maintenance and taking care of the cabins that are there, then we may have to kind of get creative and utilize as much of the structure as possible and then
Did
repair.
you, Brian, did you look at what's your?
I saw it, it was vague.
Yeah.
So I think we can use it for those footings, but it doesn't make sense to put footings on those ravine cabins.
No.
We can probably maybe swap one for one, you know, take one down and put it in a room.
Listen, if we need to knock something down, we have to knock it down.
Well, we gotta be careful with that, because when we knock things down here, we better have a replacement. Because if we could just frame it around, hey, this isn't structurally sound, but we need to go before the CPC and get the ADA compliant cabin that we can put inland, then we can do it one at a time. That's what I'm thinking, because if you start knocking things down, you're gonna get a firebrand of why you're knocking cabins down. But if we're knocking one down to replace it with an ADA new one, because it's not fiscally responsible to do that,
Right,
that's what I'm thinking.
okay.
So I'm going in the direction of taking that existing money and putting it in the inland cabins off the ravine. that
Well, we just don't want anything to be unsafe. We don't want to rent cabins that aren't
Right.
You just
safe.
have to put no rentals on.
And that's
those
my other
particular-
question in regards to putting locks on these cabins. I know we're cleaning these out and we're trying to paint them and do all this, but the thing about doing locks is if we do have 30 cabins and we put one lock set on it with a master key that everybody has except for the outside folks, is we have the ability to at least stop,
Slow it down.
slow down.
Yeah, slow it down.
You know, even if it's same locks, we lock it up, the caretakers have the key, they open it up for the guests, they lock it when they're done. And then we don't have to worry about people breaking in. Some are gonna break in, there's no question, but we
I
can
know.
slow that train down.
I
We're not
really,
gonna be doing this every year.
I can't wait till we get the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
All these tabs and cameras.
Well, yeah, once we get all that in place, at some point, we'll be able to do additional surveillance on the actual camera.
True, and then one other thing is when we talk about Cove phones and all that, if we're going Wi-Fi, I mean, do we talk about, when we're talking about Wi-Fi, is that a Comcast discussion? Now that Wi-Fi is here, or who's running the Wi-Fi? I imagine it would be Comcast.
I believe it's whoever the provider for the town is now, it's them and the fiber's just being.
If we can talk about fiber, we can talk about, you know, upgrading our phone systems, our security, and go all in one rather than just.
Well, with the code, Ryan was saying, potentially, once we get everything here at the lodge,
We can branch off.
if he's got a clear enough shot, he can beam it over there, Scotty, or, you know, however he says it, but he can put, I think, a receptor down at the cove, and we would send the signal to them, so it would be,
Wireless.
yeah, wireless, you know, kind of through midair, but they'd be able to have the Wi-Fi and the phone and everything down there. And I believe, you know, that's your, I don't know, because I know usually it's a seasonal phone, so I don't know exactly how all that factors in, but I think once we're looped into the top, I think you may save a little bit of money down there too.
You probably won't have to shut anything.
Yeah,
You just, Wi-Fi's gonna be there whether you use it or not, but, I think I'll go in the direction of getting Gordon up here, I'll call him and see if we can work on, the cabins on the interior, and the ones that we know are bad for, like I say, the locks, we should really address that.
well, I think
Minimize it.
they do in the winter lock them up, right? Yeah, so in the winter, the guys will go and they'll padlock all of them, to at least lock the doors. Now again, you know, a long enough night to a screen, they can get in it.
And some of them,
What was
a couple of those
He
cabins.
sticks a 3-inch screw through the door, it's not.
Right,
Yeah.
That's not
and
what
some of
we
the
want.
doors
We
aren't.
want the eye.
You gotta get the clasp and.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can pay for, we got the Ace accounts, I mean, we can pay for the hardware and have them go in.
I mean, we can't, we'll spend a few $100s, but you know what, we're gonna save that tenfold. If we
Yeah,
keep-
sure.
I mean, some of them are gonna get in that the cabins on the exterior maybe, but maybe we can stop some of it.
Right.
So we're not doing this again, and we
Okay,
just a thought.
thanks, Brian. Anything else? On maintenance? How about media and policies?
Media. Bill updated, I did some website updates, Bill did some updates as well. So the active links for the cornhole are there, and put a call out for volunteers for Halloween. Adjusted the sidebar. That's something we should look at every week or two, the sidebar. Right now, it's basically promoting the other two events, so we can leave that for now, because doing cornhole and Halloween. We talked to Kelly Carlini about the
Wedding?
wedding show. We should definitely get a date for that.
We have a date, we're just waiting for more stuff to approve it.
What's the date?
I don't know.
I think it's March something.
Oh, you did get a date.
We just waiting for board second approval.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, I wanna say it's, I think it's at St. Patty's,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know for sure.
So it's just at another venue, she's doing a show the other night, camp. Girl Scout camp over in,
Duxbury?
no, Waltham,
Oh, yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
We also, we have fully functioning Instagram now too.
Oh,
Oh, no
okay, good.
Yeah.
What is it?
It is Town of Hanson Camp Kiwanee, so it's the same as what our Facebook
Right,
is.
okay, yeah.
So we've got posts up there, we've got,
Cool.
I'm gonna look, but we've got, I think close to 30 followers or something now. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening
Fast.
pretty nice.
Good.
Cause I, you know, friended, like, my wife and some of her friends, they're good with Instagram, so I had some of them like it, and then their friends saw it, and like, oh, that's, so it's growing.
Okay.
We still got a ways to go, but
Yeah.
we are Instagram official.
Can we put that link on the website?
Yeah,
It,
well, you just gotta let them know, I mean.
is it,
Follow us
It's
on.
not-
Can't we
Just follow
put,
us.
can't we put an Instagram icon on there?
Yeah, you can't click on it, Instagram's a phone thing.
you should, I,
No, you can.
oh, you can, it's hard to navigate from the computer,
Yeah,
but,
it is, yeah.
but we can do it.
Into our Facebook too, we should have it all.
So yeah, I have it, and actually I'm glad you brought it up, because my, email signature has the links to everything.
Yeah.
I haven't updated the Instagram, but I should be able potentially to copy and paste right from those and put it on the,
Yeah.
so I'll look at
Because
that.
people see the link, you know. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
and then
an
they like to click around,
Yeah.
yeah.
You'll be resourcing.
And I have it, so anytime I post on Instagram, and it hasn't been much, but we have 5 posts or whatever, I have it
Is this
double to
is this
Facebook.
it? Or no?
Who's that?
I don't
I don't know. I don't recognize the name.
know. This the one here with the,
That one,
this
that
one,
one,
this is
yeah.
it, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
somebody else has one,
Somebody
it
else
says
has
Town of Hanson, Camp Kiwanee?
I don't know, no, I think it was a location.
Oh, it's a location?
So it's a different, yeah, cause you can pull up locations
Right.
on there as well. So
That's
that's
for wedding.
anybody and everybody
It's
that's,
someone's wedding, yeah.
that's tagged us.
Okay,
Right.
But yeah, we are, so our logo, that's the official one that we have.
okay, no posts yet.
No, that, well, we got posted here, that's,
Okay.
that's what other people tagging us.
Okay.
That's a good picture of the frog.
Yeah, and I got the video in there.
Kiwanee's the frog.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. It's got
Yeah,
our
that was
red
cute with that one on the pole, though.
Yes, he was just hanging, I honestly, I almost
That's a great thing.
accidentally squashed, I went to put my hand on the post and then saw the little frog, and I was like, well, he's cool. Let's make him famous.
Because I sent it out and a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
I would put the Halloween party in cornhole up on,
On his, okay,
on Instagram.
yeah, I think I can put it on there and just,
And are we saying 21 and over?
I think that's the way to go, just
He's
'cause,
already got the page on on Facebook.
yeah,
That's
so I think I
Oh,
can
no,
share.
I got 21, no.
But I think just to err on the side of caution, I'd rather keep it 21 plus, just,
Mhm.
We can always run
Yeah.
another one and call it the Teen Challenge or something.
there we go.
Alright,
Yeah, maybe we do that in the spring.
yeah,
And again, this guy, I mean, he may be able to do it, that he could maybe run two at the same time, but it's a lot.
well,
'Cause
we don't want it, right,
we gotta be, we gotta be careful.
let's just try
Yeah.
this, but if people aren't signing up, I don't know
Yeah.
what to.
Well,
Alright.
I'll hit that, or it's, with the I will say I was focusing more on business plan and stuff like that and promotion, but
Right.
now change hats again and just,
Okay, Um,
start hitting that hard.
anything that we wanna discuss with policies?
Before we jump too far, I don't know where this even fits in, but, someone brought up last October, getting changing tables for the bathrooms
Oh, yeah,
for the babies, and I forget every single meeting. They run about 100, if we have Ed, Jack, or Bob install them, you're looking at about 140, 150 bucks a piece for decent ones.
we just
Ones
need
that don't
one,
like fall apart.
Yeah,
we only need one,
Just want the ladies room,
yep,
okay? If guys change tables too, good night.
For where, for here?
Yes.
Here?
My
yeah.
husband's biggest beef.
Right.
when they double
There's never
the
any.
amount of women's bathrooms in a
There's
place.
never one in the bathroom.
No, there's no one in the men's room.
Alright, two,
So it's,
call me a traditional.
There is a Target Walmart.
No,
Yeah, Walmart first, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, alright, let's do two.
can somebody get a hold of two of those maybe? The camp, I don't know if camp has a credit card or how we buy things like
At
that.
Walmart?
Yeah, is that what we use?
I think, well, no, I just meant they, like the Walmart brand has it. I don't know if they,
Has it, yeah.
I can.
No, I don't care, we can get them through Amazon.
We can't, and I know that, if we do it through Amazon, then we just have to, cause it's what we have to do with the mats for the cabins,
Oh,
Which is what?
through Amazon, so now,
How do we avoid the tax? There's
Well,
no
'cause it-
tax online anyway?
Mary has an account, so it's a town of Hanson
Okay,
account,
I
so,
didn't know that.
yeah, she's got everything set up, so she was able to order it, we just have to do a purchase order for them.
Fine.
But yeah, the good thing is we've got them in time.
Can you check
Yeah,
on
that's good.
the name
And
for,
that's what was on here.
officialcampkiwanee.com? I don't know how long that might be coming up for renewal.
Okay, I'll check.
Let
to
me
see.
check tonight too. They sent me an email, I don't know why, but they should have gone to you guys.
Yeah, I'll look, I might have something from GoDaddy in there, so I'll
Yeah.
double check.
I'll check that too, okay.
You want to put a motion out to buy those tables? So that way they could just be done, because
Home
we got
Depot.
Halloween coming up too.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion to spend up to,
Let's see what they are.
I'd say
Let's
$350?
say 350 max.
Right. Spend up to $350 for the purchase of 2 changing tables to be
Are
installed.
they the fold down ones or this kind?
No, the fold down ones that attach to the wall, we're not putting
Yeah,
furniture in
yeah,
there.
where are they? Where do you get
You
them?
have to look fold down
You might get,
changing
Granger.
tables.
He's been out of circulation.
I'll look, we've got accounts with Granger, WB Mason, so I'll check there first.
Yeah.
If we can't find one there, then we can go through Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but like somebody like WB Mason would probably have them anyway, because it's all like office and.
Commercial changing
I'd
tables.
have them install and look at the
Okay.
handicap stalls.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Install.
Well, the one, if we're doing it in the ladies' room, and I can't obviously speak to the men's room, but, you're gonna have to move, I think there's some kind of a mirror there in the handicap bathroom. And you have to move it over to put the changing table on the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the men's room would be fine,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
can't speak to that. Okay, anything on policies
Sorry,
that we're done?
well, I sent it around,
Oh, yeah, that's cheap.
I'm happy to have Brian try it, so, I sent everything around, so these are the most up-to-date suggestions. So really, what I was gonna say is, if everybody wants to either marinate on them until the next meeting, or just look them over and send me, okay,
Your thoughts?
these look pretty good, because what's gonna happen after this, we do have to send them on to town council. In the past, it was always done through town council.
I don't
It
know.
hasn't, the past few years it hasn't, but I spoke with our town administrator, and it's her ship, and
I
this
know.
is the way she wants it to roll.
She might wanna check with the board of selectmen, because I get a different story from them.
Well, it's still gonna go to the board of selectmen, but it's gonna go to town council before it.
Right, but I was told from a few members of the board of selectmen that it does not go to town council before we approve it. All we're doing is we're coming up with something that we're presenting to the board of selectmen, and it's up to them if they want to send it to town council.
Well, Mary wants it to be able to go to the board of selectmen, having already been reviewed by town council, really just the board of selectmen giving it the stamp.
Right.
So, with that, look it over, if you look it over and you think everything in there is fine, you don't want anything, send me the thumbs up and say, yep. And then once I either hear back from her, like before next meeting or at next meeting, then I'll send it to Mary to send it to town council.
Is town council going to send it back to us with any suggestions and revisions?
They're gonna send it, if there's any revision that needs to be made, yes. I mean, they're not gonna pull everything apart, but they're just gonna say based on, okay, yeah, this is fine, or you just have to change the specific wording.
Okay,
They're not gonna pull everything out and then redo their own kind of codified policies and
or if
procedures.
there's anything we should add? or-
Yeah,
okay. Alright.
but again, where these are things that need to be, people need to abide by them, and we need to make sure that legally everything's worded correctly, and if there's anything we're missing, to put it in there.
I'm just gonna say this, we must have, every one of us, about 5 copies of these.
Yeah, what, is this the
And-
latest and greatest?
This is the latest and greatest.
So, here's the thing, let's just work together on this with whoever we have to work with and get this established so that it's a once and for all done thing and this is what we adhere by for at least a couple of years.
I mean,
Until a new situation presents itself that we haven't addressed in here and we have to take into account for the next revision.
right.
So,
Well, you're supposed to actually do policies and procedures every year.
I know,
But we did it back in 17 and 18, but it was never had to go to council. It was always going from here
to the Board of
Board of
Selectmen.
Selectmen. And if
I
they found
understand that.
something wrong with it, then they would send it to council.
But
But otherwise, we're paying for that town council to look at it.
Well, the question would be who's.
so we need to know that. If town council is reviewing our policies and procedures, does their bill come out of our budget?
I don't think so. I think-
If it does, that's something we need to know about before we want to submit these.
I mean, where it's town council, I would assume it comes out of the town, wherever town budget for the town council, I'll ask Mary.
That's fine, but I don't want it coming out of our budget.
Okay.
Okay, just because if, we need to see what the original charter was for
Because
this.
they get creative with our budget.
Because if it's at the discretion of the town administrator, then we just need to know, I don't wanna get a bill without being prepared for it.
Sure.
Alright. Is there anything else with policies and procedures?
I want to mention that in that one there, which is the older one, the oldest one that was back in 2018, I believe it was was it page 6? That the reduced rate for the 20% for anything that isn't a wedding is on there. And that was accepted by the board of selectmen at that time. So that is part, that has to be in our thing so that when we rent out to anybody that's not a wedding party, they only get charged the 20% for the deposits. Deposits be 20%.
Right, we did that at the suggestion
It was on
of.
page 11, line 6.
Yeah, and I think anything that's kind of already in there, I don't think they're gonna be looking to undo anything that's already in there. I think it's more, okay, here are the suggestions that we're looking to make, and then they're just gonna make sure everything actually.
But this was just to go against something that had been said before, that it wasn't passed, but it was, that is legally done through policies and procedures, that the 20% rate is there.
Okay.
That it was, line 6, I think, security deposit of $1,000.
Where are you, what page?
Page 11, line 6.
11, line
Oh,
6.
under rentals.
6, 7, and 8, they all due to the rentals. This has changed from what, the last copy that I got before. It was on page 11.
That's for the lodge area,
So $200,
20%.
It was supposed to be, yeah.
Right, however many-
line 6,
Oh,
20%
okay.
required
So
for
sometimes
the
they might-
area.
I got it.
And that was passed the last time, so that wasn't something that has to do under rental rates or anything else like that. So if someone fills out a form, this 20%, if they have to put it on a application forms and as an amended part on the bottom,
So
then we have to do so.
Right.
That's to be legal, we have to change
Okay,
our applications. Because it was said that it wasn't, because we didn't pass the rate back in March or whenever we.
I did have a question on number 5 though, no one individual or group can rent a cottage, cabin, chalet, pavilion, log cabin, or stone house for any time beyond 2 consecutive weeks without prior approval from the recreation department. Shouldn't that also say pending approval of the board of selectmen? Page 11, number 5.
No, I don't think so.
It's always been with
That's
us.
good there, and I
Okay.
think that's just so nobody lives on the property.
No.
No, I know that, I'm saying, should we, okay.
Well, it's not red, so I didn't change it.
Right, okay.
So that's been around for. since, yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
Okay,
anything that's in black is.
all right, anything else with policies and procedures?
Does anybody have to reread this or can we pass it on to the next step?
Well, I just, if
It's-
everybody's fine with what's been added, I just don't know if everybody's been brought up to speed with what's in there.
Does anybody want more time to review this?
Yes.
I would like more time to.
So yeah, just read through it and even, so if I get responses back from everybody before next meeting, I'll turn it into Mary and say, everybody wants to
Here's what
proceed
we're
with this.
questioning.
Yeah,
And here's, proceed, but here are our questions.
yeah, or
Okay.
here- here's where we wanna make,
Adjustments, what do you
or-
suggest? Okay,
Um,
all right, anything else? Nope, and we're moving on, policy and procedures, the business plan.
boom, so revised draft going around.
We
I did email it as well, but
Way too much paper, guys.
Yeah, I've got it on.
One's for Julie.
I have a copy already.
I have a copy on the,
I do.
if you guys want it, I get it on email.
Okay. Bill, this is a lot of work. Thank you for doing this.
oh yeah, mine just, I did, double sided on this one, so it's different.
Thank you for doing the double sided too.
Oh, my pleasure. Figured I'd try to save at least a few trees since we're gonna knock some down. Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, it's
Okay, please see this for the page. Okay.
pretty solid, it's a good, foundation anyway. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be places where we can revise it further, or as we start to get into this more, we're gonna say, oh, okay, well, this worked, this didn't. And just kinda move with it along the way, along the way.
Is this their number?
Yeah, so that's just kinda, so I didn't wanna put people's names or anything in there, so these are kinda how they're coded.
Their employee number?
Yeah,
Okay.
the rates, anything that's a split rate means that they're either a regular guard and then a WSI, or a head guard and WSI.
Okay.
Can you just let me, on the caretakers page, okay, I know you get it by numbers, but it would be nice to know who is the 17, 16, 15 dollars. I know it refers to Ed and Bob.
And
You mean the
Jared.
titles? Like your-
Jody, well, it just says caretakers, they don't really have titles, they're just caretakers.
Well, that's that title.
Right, but I'd like to know who's making the $17, so that when we do the yearly reviews on all these people,
I don't think the name should be in this though.
Well,
it
I
doesn't
mean,
have.
Not
to
in the
be-
business plan.
yeah, I mean, when
No, I'm
we
not
go to the,
talking about being a business plan, but I think us as a commissioner should know who's making what.
well, yeah, we could do it like when we're looking at the yearly reviews, but yeah, I didn't wanna put anybody in here because.
No, I understand that,
Yeah.
that's not right, but I mean, I don't know if it's Maddie or if it's Ed that's making the $17 an hour, and you got two people making 16, the rest are all making 12, so that's gonna go up to $13 next year anyway, so.
Yeah, we just.
They're already doing another increase for minimum?
Oh, yes, minimum wage goes up to $15,
It was a.
Oh, they're doing that, okay.
it's yearly, it's every year, so we don't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
So the caretakers that are making 12 now will be making 13 then.
Okay.
But, I mean, I just like to know who's getting the 16 and the 17 and the 15.
Yeah, and there's always this question about, when raises are given, what percentage?
2% is the
They're given a
highest.
2 or 3%, but then we find out that somebody's been given $1 an hour. I mean, it's kind of all over the place.
Well, lately the
It's
dollar
not a
now has
union.
been, right.
And union, I understand is 3%, whatever you're making is, 3 or 4%, but it seems when we get down to the seasonal workers,
Right.
we have no idea of why they're getting what they're getting, and
Right,
it seems like.
and that's why I said without a name, for us personally,
Yeah.
that's has nothing to do with.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that everything's public record and all that, but just knowing too that we're broadcast, I just don't wanna be
I don't want to go.
putting in,
No,
Yeah, no,
It has
outside
nothing to do
of
with the
this,
business plan.
outside of it.
Right,
Yeah.
no, but it should be just nice to know, so that when we do the reviews, we know who so-and-so is.
And we should probably schedule reviews after the busy season. Okay.
See who we want to bring back and who.
All right, so, we'll do that sometime in February.
Is there any seasonals we're keeping?
We've got a couple that like able to help out for the weekend, so like Brian Mead has been able to help out with some weekend stuff, so we've been utilizing him. Maddie and Emily have been doing some weekend events.
Just wondering
Oh, Jackie, yeah.
how many can you pull in for, say, like, I'm gonna guess we're gonna run shows to do every year for volunteers for the Halloween thing.
We should be able to get the majority of them at least in for,
It's easy money.
yeah.
Right.
Playing games.
And last year Maddie came and.
Right, yeah, we had pretty much
Yeah.
what we had, which wasn't many at the time. but-
Yeah,
And it worked, they still worked out great, because it was a lot of direction.
and Jen and everybody, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, so between, I mean, we have people in here, we will need people kind of staffed with, the buses and stuff, but we should at least have a few bodies that can help in here.
we really should.
But yeah, obviously, yeah, I mean, some of them will have station do it, making sure people aren't parking in here unless it's handicap placard or, they're one of the, vendors or decorators, but again, the decorator, they should be getting here early anyway, so we should have everybody in and then be able to close.
Right,
They were allowed to set up the day before, last year they could set up and then.
there was a period of time they came from like
The day before.
Yeah, it was- I think it was
Someone
like-
could show up,
4 to,
yeah, it was a few
it
hours.
was like a couple hours.
Okay.
Josh would probably remember from the,
It should
Yes,
be
it was
the
his time.
paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if the other guy's gonna take my call, but.
Okay,
Yeah.
anything else? Yep, I put this far, I can't see you.
I know.
Sorry,
I just made it look pretty.
it does look pretty, thank you.
This is directed to Bill. There should be in Josh's paperwork who we had for volunteers last year, not that we had that many. I mean, the high school kids came in at the very end, but,
There's some notes, but there's not, like, I'm trying to piece together some stuff.
I have names
Okay.
from his emails.
And we
We had
really,
volunteer meetings and stuff
We might,
before.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, they had
so I got all the
volunteer
papers, I brought
We
the
need to
paperwork.
definitely reach out to like, what?
Volunteers?
There should be names on there, maybe they might be interested again, they might not see any of the
Yeah, they
folks
were
who
too
volunteered. And can I just make a suggestion too, that while we're talking about posting things, to get a hold of them so that when the Board of Selectmen have their meetings at the bottom, it tells, you know, when we're having our meeting and when that volunteers are needed in the bottom paperwork, I can.
They do their announcements and
Right,
So
they
we
announce
just submit
everything.
it before they put out
Yeah,
theirs.
just ask them to start announcing it at their meetings,
Okay.
you know?
It gets posted, it's on their big flyer. that
But
they
people
send
watch
out.
those meetings and I'm not wondering what they do. Okay, the Serve Safe workshop, Julie is still waiting to hear from the person. Bill is going to see if you have a shot at running it, and I think we already sort of went over this.
Well, for me, it's gonna be more so, I know Judy's trying to do it with
I
a
know, it's
load
like-
of people.
right.
I'm gonna look to see at least if I can get it, so at least when we need somebody, I have.
Okay. Well, I would do it too if we needed it,
Okay,
okay?
so do I need a motion to, I could just have fill out the reimbursement thing, if I, right?
Yep.
I don't need that, okay.
Right.
Alright,
And then the photography sessions were canceled, she said, because it was too costly.
not to mention anybody can come here for free and take pictures.
Well, that was the other thing. So, I just have a couple of questions on the warrants, and I'm sorry.
What money?
Yeah, just with, so Walker Clay, we
t-shirts?
yeah, we ordered shirts from Walker Clay and we ordered them from Eagle Tees?
Eagle Tees is linens.
Oh, Eagle Tees is linen.
Yeah, Walker Clay's just the,
Okay,
shirts.
Staff shirts.
okay,
Does everybody have shirts that works here?
I'm pretty sure. they-
Yes.
Okay.
And there was one other thing, what does spray location detail do?
Yes.
That's our gas company?
Contract, we have two gas, only gas and spray.
Oh, okay, I didn't know we had spray, I know we had Columbia. Okay. And Republic, they're sending us a bill for $918. That's for everything, right?
Usually it's 3 dumpsters, yeah.
Yeah. that's
I mean,
what
I've
it
already
said.
contacted them twice about this gold dumpster.
Cool one.
The account manager.
As long as that bill doesn't go up. That's it. So that was all I had, but I haven't looked at these. Oh, Riverhawk. What's this bill for $400? Was that filing something?
That may have been,
Just the emails on the back of it. Oops, I didn't say.
I
There's two invoices.
apologize, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just kind of reading the bill, explain both, there's two.
Oh, it's
there's
the
two
design.
Design permitting, the invoices, and as for changing. So, wow. Oh, certificate of compliance.
yeah, and
Okay.
that was something we were waiting on to see if it would
From the
be allowed to be waived.
conservation.
And it's not even anything they can do because it's through the state, it's
Through the
not.
state, right. Okay, that's what I thought, it was the submission.
Everything at the beginning of the year.
Right, that's what I was wondering, if that was still it, and that's like, geez, we're seeing this again. Okay. And other than that, do we have dates for our next meetings
We had the 21st, is that correct?
It's the
of
13th.
October?
Yeah.
13th.
Oh, no, that might, yeah,
Yeah, we should have them before that.
13, yeah, 13 I won't be here,
No, I'm sorry, 21st.
21st, right?
Yep, you're right.
Is there one on the 13th too?
No.
No.
But the Halloween is on the 27th.
27th.
Right. So, Bill, I'm gonna leave this to you. Do you think we need another meeting prior to that, or do you think you've got this under control?
We need a volunteer meeting.
We could do a volunteer, we don't necessarily need a,
A commission meeting.
Commission right now.
Right.
so if we do the 13th, and then,
No, I mean,
I'm sorry, oh, we're gonna skip the 13th to go to the 21st.
Well, because it's Columbus Day.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, oh, and honestly, you know what, it's also, my anniversary weekend, so yeah.
yeah.
Oh, my God, and it's on film. Just
We've
about
got
forgot about that.
the
No, I would
timing
never
set.
forget about that,
Nice day.
we're gonna be in Boston.
Good. Okay, so it looked like the, movie licensing thing was up. and
Yeah.
We paid it,
So yeah, we're.
it's $1,000, it's good,
We just got
No, it should have been like
For
something.
something, yeah, for something,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I looked at something else.
Yeah, so I talked to the woman, she said it's for the year, so
Okay.
Okay,
it's kind of worded funny, and I asked her, I said, well, this says for, it was either like 6 months, she's like, no, it covers you for the year.
okay. And that's the-
So by having that, we can do the movie nights.
Yep,
And I asked her too, so I know in the past it was like, it was said that you couldn't say what movie you were filming or anything like that. What she said is that you can't put up any pictures or like clips from the movie or any of the artwork.
Right.
But we could just.
We can say the title.
Say, we're showing Aladdin,
Yeah.
and then we just put up generic like movie night things. We just
Right.
can't put pictures of Aladdin or any
Can't put
copyrighted
Disney
material.
pictures,
Yeah.
right,
I mean, we could, it's just, they'd be up for a very short amount of time and then we'd be getting a cease and desist, and we just don't want to do it.
Nah.
That's just,
how did the filming go? Do we have one?
and what happened with the Frontier, did they redo the Frontier cabin, right?
yeah, it looks awesome.
Did they take the docks?
They took the floating piece, we have all the pieces of the dock, they go over the floating dock in the boathouse. So we have 90, well, potentially 100% of what we need to have another dock down there. We have that big piece of foam
Right,
that in its current state cannot go into the water.
right, we need to have it wrapped or something.
What I need to find out is if we wrap it or if we coat it
Encase
or
it in
something,
something, right,
can we use it? And if so, we can have a dock down there next season.
okay,
Cause yeah, they left us everything. We'll have to stain it and all that, cause it's not pressure treated wood, but we stain it correctly,
it's a good start,
we'll get some years out of it.
okay. And how does the cabin look?
It looks awesome.
What do they do to it?
So the way the wood on the walls is here,
Yep,
the 3 walls, so you've got the fireplace and the 2 walls on the other side, so the wall that the fireplace is on, the 2 walls, all have that on it.
nice, the recording,
Yeah,
okay.
and I mean, that was the biggest thing they did. We weren't allowed to keep the,
Oh,
scroll up, skip some pictures.
okay.
That was the biggest thing, cause some of the other stuff, the props, we weren't allowed to keep, like some of the kitchen things they did, like we still got that ugly white cabinet there, which we can always like repaint or something,
Yeah.
but overall aesthetically, it looks much better. They did cut out, so for the film, they had gone over some of the windows in the cabin. They cut that out, and then our guys, went and made sure, you know, that they refitted the screens and everything.
Yeah.
So you can still use the windows. The front windows, they're storm-proof and everything. They don't open currently, but the guys are looking at it, we should be able to hinge them
Oh,
and have them kind of like open in, I believe, or we'll be able to hinge them in all likelihood and have them open. But they look way better than the other windows.
that does look nice.
Yeah.
We do also have the other windows and everything in the craft cabinet, if we ever need to go back. We didn't lose anything, we still have those windows
So
too.
use them for something else,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, and we ended up, they put new sconces or whatever on the outside of the boathouse,
Oh, nice.
so we got to keep those too. Those look good.
Did they pay us?
They did, handsomely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they paid us, the town got, paid for, parking their vehicles each day.
Oh, wow.
So we did, if we could get like 5 of those a year, we'd
I know.
So when is this movie supposed to be released, do you know?
That they did,
Will they let us know?
yeah, they said if we hear anything, they said sometimes, cause with places like Amazon and that, like, they could film a bunch of stuff and then sit on it and just pick a time to release it.
Right,
He said if this is gonna be, filmed and edited and everything, he said it could be 6 months to a year, but they said, there are places that will film things and then they just sit on them and they don't get released, so.
right, right.
I don't think that'll happen with this, just because they had a decent cast, so I think it'll make it out there.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be cool, and I told them that I wanted to do a screening here, if and when it comes out, and they said, awesome, let us know, and at least, I don't know if we'd be able to get any of the actual movie stars, but at least some of the cast and people that live in the area
Right,
would come, and again, if we can get them to come, maybe we can get some of the other ones to come.
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. Yes,
You
Joe?
never finished up on the changing tables in the bathrooms.
Okay, yeah, they're about 200.
No, well, 140 on it,
150.
139 on Amazon.
Piece.
Somehow, that depends on which model you get, but they've started at like 139.
Right, each.
Yeah, each.
So
So we're gonna do a motion.
But check WV.
you'd like to make a
I'm sure they
motion
have
to
them,
spend up to 350
Yeah,
On the changing table.
on the
Okay.
tables. So somebody make a
I'll make a
motion
motion to spend up to $350 for 2 changing tables
to be installed.
to be installed in the men's room and ladies' room here at Needles Lodge.
Second.
All those in favor?
Alright.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, and I have another question, going back to the draft, what are we deciding on what we're doing with this draft? Because I haven't.
The draft of the policies and procedures?
No, the draft of
The
the
draft of the
business
business plan.
Right.
Does anyone need more time to look at this business plan before we allow Bill to present it at,
Oh, I'm presenting.
oh, well,
I'm happy to.
yeah, you did all the work.
Well, and I would say Judy had a good hand in it as well.
Yeah, so you or Julie can do it.
Presenting that to the Board of Selectmen.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what's slated for one of their October meetings?
Yeah, it would have to be for October, after the town meeting.
After
Yeah.
town meeting.
And I know we have October, one meeting for them other than the town meeting, I don't have.
We have an October 1st agenda here for a
Right.
town meeting preview, and
That's
we
a
have,
preview.
right, I know that.
I'd say let's shoot for the end of October, like beginning of November.
Okay,
Question for you, quick question on that. When you talk about refreshments and everything, is it more cost effective to have a snack shack or vending machines?
we're talking
Yeah,
about.
vote.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think machines only because,
you have to have it inside.
right,
Yeah,
and
Or covered or something.
covered and
Yeah.
they're corrosive and people will be outside and they're just gonna get busted into and
And
broken.
they're gonna,
Yeah, we
they're
need
gonna
to-
let you lease them.
We had to rent them or.
Right.
You have to rent them,
Yeah.
And
okay.
maintenance, no, it's,
The turnovers, the cash turnovers.
Right.
It's not up for it.
Oh,
No.
yeah, because we can't
Yeah.
track.
Track there, right?
so it's just easier to have the snack shack, yes.
Yeah.
Also, on this draft, I think that on page 6, I think it is, under the management team, I think that has to be reworded.
Are you talking about
Okay.
The
business plan?
paragraph under management team, on page 6 on the business
Business
plan
plan.
draft, yeah.
Page 6.
Okay.
I think the word is a little bit off on that.
Yeah, and I could certainly find a better word than using oversee, three or
Well,
whatever.
the overseas is fine, okay, and that's basically, that's what, and the overseen word should be used instead of guide, but it's on page 6 in this management team, it's just that the wording on that whole paragraph, because it's really the Board of Selectmen oversees the town administrator, because town administrator can't do anything without the
Without
approval of the
selectmen
Board of
approval.
Selectmen,
Okay, so we gotta kind of switch that around.
So,
You have the Recreation Commission doesn't help guide, the Recreation Commission actually is an oversight committee or commission.
Well.
it's just that it's,
I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs.
No, it's not, that's what we are an oversight commission
You provide general direction and guidance.
and oversight.
oh, it doesn't say general direction,
So
guidance,
we
but
should
that
watch
should
it
be in
every
there.
second of the day.
I'm sure there's camera somewhere.
Oh, I don't mind the cameras, look at your, job description that you,
Right, it's right here, it's right there.
Yeah, provides.
Works
general
under
guidance.
the general direction of the Recreation Commission coordinating administrative functions with the town administrator. Performs responsible functions that require the exercise of initiative and judgment in the planning and execution of community recreation programs, may supervise one full-time and numerous part-time seasonal employees. So we are generally guiding,
Mhm.
works under the general direction of.
That was my
It's-
slide.
I mean, for the most part, they're synonymous.
We will choose the hot dogs you serve to cook.
Well, if we do any food at the Cove, it's gotta be, I believe, prepackaged because we don't have.
Yes, it
to
does.
make that.
Right, right, no, we knew that.
So it's just all prepackaged stuff.
So it'd be prepackaged snacks and like packaged
Popsicles
ice cream.
and
Yeah.
like water bottles and water.
Yeah, we're talking about like doing like a freezer with like,
Yeah.
you know,
The good stuff.
the treats, ice cream treats and.
We-
We're gonna put the ice cream in our business.
So it won't be Johnny's barbecue shack, huh?
Sorry.
Maybe something, we can't put that out of possibility. It won't be next season.
Full of Italian ices. All right, is there anything else?
Yes,
Yes,
energy audit, I know we spoke about that in the past, I sent you a bill with the contact from National Grid,
yeah,
something we should probably look at.
It was already done by Deb Penny.
right,
Brian Clemens came here with the
So
audit.
where are we?
a couple of months ago.
I
Yeah,
don't know, it's
It's
done
still
at
up
the
in the air.
town hall.
It's up in the air because don't they have to decide
It was done with all.
as with the town, right? It was
Yeah.
done, we were included in the
Can
town,
we get that report?
if they're
It's-
working, when
yeah,
it's available, right?
yeah, I don't think the full thing has come to fruition yet.
Because
so.
they're including us with every other town building,
I know I'd sent you a note of budget reviews,
right?
which is, we should be doing that monthly, we seem to do it. And it's-
So why don't we do it on the first meeting of every month?
Whenever the monthly budget is available,
You're
it's
gonna
probably
have
a
to
week
get
or
it
two
from
after.
Todd.
Well, he gets it all the time.
Yeah, and just to go back to pointing out, under essential functions, the first thing under it is provides bi-monthly budgetary reports.
Okay.
It can only really be once a month, I mean, you can't get, oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's every 2 months.
Every 2 months, right.
We should review that every month, I mean, it's not that big a budget, you know, it's something we could do in 15 minutes, we can see where we're trending.
Yeah.
We can't wait till we get in a pickle before we can make adjustments. I mean, getting it to bi-monthly, it's kind of a dangerous thing.
So what do you wanna do?
I'm thinking monthly, I mean, once a month.
Make a motion.
Do we have to change that then?
Yeah, you'd have to change it to monthly.
And
instead
this
of
would require going to the board of selectmen, wouldn't it?
Huh?
Changing
We have to go to
this.
wage and personnel, I don't know.
This would have to
That's
be,
the board of selectmen's wage and personnel.
right, this would have to be changed by the board of selectmen.
What's that, that's on the
That's
policy?
his job description, and it says, providing bi-monthly expense reports to the commission and reconciles accounts with the town accountants.
That's
monthly.
expense reports, but we're talking just a general budget review, one page. We're not talking expense reports.
Oh. Okay. Well,
We'll just keep our eye on it, yeah.
I think,
We just want to see where we are, okay, we just finished August. Where are we?
You got,
We're in September.
right, you got
But
it.
in September, maybe the middle of October, let's see, month end.
why don't we come to some sort of a compromise here, and can we scan a monthly budget report and then review it bi-monthly?
I mean, I can work, the biggest thing is, you know, Todd Tuesday, so he's available one day a week.
1 day a week, right?
And again, is it gonna be too much to do monthly? Not necessarily, but again, when there's so many different
Other
moving
things
parts,
to do.
I don't think it's the worst that every 2 months we get an update of where we
I
are.
understand.
If I'm able to work out with Todd that he can send me something monthly, it just gives a snapshot.
It's a
and I can
snapshot,
forward that.
that's all.
If that's able to be done and coordinate seamlessly, yeah, I don't have a problem, but I don't have SoftWrite, not
No,
privileged,
it's
but I.
just his snapshot
Yeah.
that he gives us, that's all.
Just,
At
and
that
send
point
by
in time.
email,
Yes.
and if we want to bring anything up with it, we can put it on the agenda bi-monthly. Does that make?
Well, we review
Yeah,
it
well,
monthly, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, tomorrow's Todd Tuesday, so I'll go in and check one.
Okay,
I mean, if it's just an email link, snapshot, boom.
I mean,
I'm sure he's
these
giving it
reports-
to
So
the,
this report is
2 months.
it's a expenditure report, and it looks like there's dates. So you must be some kind of like report that you just put the dates in and just run it.
right, and
Yeah,
that's what
Todd,
it says.
yeah,
That's what it says.
that's all we want, is
Yeah.
just something like that, just once a month,
Yeah.
doesn't require at that point in time. So we know, okay, month ending August, this is where we are.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, do you think, I understand that we all wanna definitely keep track of everything. Are you feeling that this is are you getting overwhelmed a little bit?
Well, I just think with everything that we're looking to accomplish and, I mean, between events and all that, it's just, and again, yes, the record keeping and everything is important, but we're also trying to get more exposure and we're trying to have events, and so
It's a lot.
it's a lot to, you know, put this hat on and do that, and then take that one off and do this. And again, some things are gonna get lost in the shop if it kinda continues on, so we can give it a shot and see what happens, but it seems like I'm never able to catch up because there's always something else getting tossed at me.
Right, so,
And I'm confident, but
there's only so many hours in the day.
I also feel like maybe I'm being tasked with more than my predecessors have been, and I don't know
No,
if
you're
that's
just doing it.
okay.
All I'm saying here is we're not asking you to formulate it for us. Just have him send it to us. He's doing all the legwork. And at that point in time, he makes it a monthly task on the 15th, and we just review it, that's all.
Well,
It's not, we're not gonna ask you.
Well, Todd has said in the past, he will send it to us whenever we want it.
So I can get a report within 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, and that's it.
Right.
This is not rocket
It's
science.
not
He can
getting
send
the
it to you.
report, that's fine, you know what, I'll ask him, he can send me a report and I will send it. But here's the thing. How much time do we wanna spend?
I think
At a
15, 20 minutes a month is not a big deal. I mean, we
Doesn't
spend
take
more than that on the cornhole. I mean, this is important. This is important.
We'll talk tomorrow. I'll see if we can work out like, hey, each month,
That's all.
shoot me an email, I can forward it along.
Alright,
Also, as
Let's
far
see
as
what it
being
says.
overwhelmed, if I could add my 2 cents. Sure. It ends up being a quarter. When you first were hired, I sat down in the other room and I made it very clear to you that we're a 7-member board at the time 6. You have plenty of support here. If you choose not to reach out to John, Brian, me,
Yeah,
Joe,
if you have
everyone
facilities issues.
that's completely up to you. We work more than,
Yeah, that still stands.
we have no problem going out and doing the background work and giving it back to you. And just saying, this is what we found out, facility stuff, if you don't wanna deal with the chimney, we can make the phone calls, we can set up the arrangements, and that's one monkey off your back. But if you choose not to, and you're getting overwhelmed, I'm just gonna throw it right back at you and say, we're doing what we said we would do.
I'll lean on you guys a little bit more. We'll do that.
We're not trying to bury it by any means.
No, I mean, as far as Republic, I can reach out to them. I already have a couple of times.
no, you guys are very good at that, you are.
We can handle the facility stuff.
And you're good, you
coordinate that
guys are
with-
great with the social media, and you guys are great with keeping up with everything in town hall. So, I don't want this to become adversarial, and I don't want it to become
So again,
stressful.
we're all a team.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
I
confrontational.
mean, we want to see you market this place and get it going. Like,
But
we feel
It's still,
we'll do this.
it's still new. I mean, coming into a job like this is still a new thing. Like 1 year, he's got to cycle through everything in 1 year. So,
Well,
let's
that's
just,
why the orders aren't being parked and the help's being offered, because at this frame of the time, the other one didn't have a chance. If you remember correctly.
I relived those nightmares. So, I just,
And that was good though.
I know. But that's what I'm saying, like, this seems so good right now that I don't want to keep pushing it to its breaking point. That's all I'm saying.
I got a pretty big threshold, just, I know if I don't push back at the beginning, I don't wanna be a part of everything. No.
Right.
But you also can't, yes, you don't keep saying yes,
Well,
yes, yes, I'll
Can't
do
yes,
it.
everybody.
Like, we can help,
I don't wanna be a yes man either, cause there's
because
gonna
we
be.
can help, yeah, I mean, like, if you get overwhelmed, just tell us to do stuff, you know?
We'll do it.
Oh, shoot, gonna be on the other foot, no.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting?
What's the German?
No, I wasn't going to say, the only meeting we have in October is October 21st.
Yes, but there will be a volunteer meeting for the Halloween event.
Right.
Okay, so Brian has made a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Alright.
Good night,
Nice.
everybody.
Let's shut off that camera. Good night, everybody.